All right, greetings, humans, and welcome to the most recent devlog that corresponds with the first public publish of Coffee Shop the RPG. It has been an exciting couple of days, and what you are looking at right now is the live on-server version of this game. So I published yesterday, December 12th, which is actually one day ahead of when I had planned to. And hotfixed it 3 times in that day, including having to fix 2 problems that had to do with the fact that nobody could buy coffee. So, which is a little bit of a deal breaker. I've already got 1 thumbs down vote, and there is a horrible thing still in terms of bugs that are still existing in the game. The worst one that I can think of right now is that on this menu, there are a lot of options, and some of these options will charge you and produce nothing. So if I choose, for example, now these are all too expensive, ginger tea, I don't think that exists. Oh, no, it made that one. So it's a couple of the specials I had added to the menu, and I'm just not using a centralized system for what the drinks are. I designed one, but the drink making script doesn't use it. So the menu does, and the charging system does, but the script that controls the whole flow of buying coffee doesn't. It was an amazing playtest. So the newest features that are my favorite, that I'm most pleased by, besides the holiday decorations, this tinsel is just a round pipe with a bunch of noise and specularity on it. We've got the tree, and then these cookies made by Vargle Bargle. Added. You can't purchase them yet. The only thing you can purchase is the coffee drinks. We moved this trash can back here to best. All right, one of the existing bugs is that we need a reticle, so it is clear to the player that we are targeting based on the center of your screen and not the direction that your character moves. But here are, among the things that were also fixed yesterday was a bug that counted the coffee whenever you ordered them and didn't make you go through the full coffee flow. So the Bronze Sword and I believe Mr. Puffball and Z were all purchasing coffees, disconnecting, reconnecting, and then purchasing coffees again very, very quickly, which was impressive, and I appreciate very much their rigorous QA work. Bronze Sword also figured out that while mounting was still possible within the shop, you could use the mount jump height to get on top of the refrigerators. There still seems to be a bug where somehow they can clip onto this chair and levitate across here to get on top of the counter. So planned feature for that is that I'm going to give myself and, I don't know, other admins permission to walk behind the counter and go into the back room and hopefully sell the mystery that way, so that when I walk in, I just hang out and sit here and see who shows up, usually like right here. So part of the meta game with core games is if they're active, people are more likely to jump in them, especially with this new feature that shows you available active games right now, and then people on my friends list will also see that I'm here, so they can join me from the friends list and the main editor. So there's a lot of reasons to just hang out, besides the fact that it is extremely happy making and satisfying to watch people playing the game. So yeah, here we go. Here's somebody. You go get coffee. Look. Hey there, Fred. How you doing? Another bug that is a problem is that player list in the top left corner. If you see here, this person is not listed in it. It actually just starts writing people on top. I don't have a mechanism that refreshes it, and I just need to redo that system, and probably add more icons for achievements and things like that, which is obviously all planned as part of this project. He didn't order a coffee. Or he ordered one of the trap things. I hope not. They didn't. But, so one of the features that you can't see for me right now, because I'm still working on the whole daily refresh loop and communicating things like that, is we have a series of achievements. So I wanted to make a sort of checklist that you feel that you've appreciated the coffee shop accurately. So it checks off things like checking out the restroom, the newspaper, looking at the business card system, and I believe the restroom is also a new feature from this publish. So besides that, we have our leaderboard on the helicopter game printed on it now with the absolutely dazzling score of 135. The person who got it tweeted not to ask him how long it took. And then our bathroom graffiti crediting all of the community content artists whose work was used in this game. I worried that I missed some people, but these are all the ones that I still had listed. Yeah, we've got also this mirrors from community content. It's a little skewed, but I enjoy it nonetheless. Yeah, so coming up, we'll also have the leaderboard for the number of days that you have been here. And we just need to better track, I think, what constitutes a new day, better messaging on this to-do list that we have up here. I saw a version of when you go into Core Plaza, they have there's a quest the first time I think you enter it to check off a bunch of things, and they have a pretty similar style, but a couple of different things they did that are really sort of visually appealing. So I'm going to adapt some of those, put a gradient on the background, maybe substitute white for black. It sort of depends. The game's pretty dark. So yeah, but this was the dream of the coffee shop, was having horrible bug that, sorry for all of the misophonia phobia, what is that thing where you don't like mouth slurp sounds, is unfortunately I did not spatialize the audio for drinks. Let's see here. This person's waiting in line. How charming is that? I'll take a coffee. All right, I'm out of money too. For a while, God, I had a horrible bug where people couldn't pick up their coffees, and they were just like, if they left them, they stayed there forever. Now they expire after a certain amount of time. But that sound, anytime anyone drinks, it doesn't. Yeah, there you go. That was somebody else drinking. And then there's this bug where it takes them out of the stance but puts them back in, but always at a 90-degree angle from where they started. And so I think maybe just we put them up into standing. Oh, there's a crash test dummy. Look at this. What a day. What an exciting time. So besides the, and you can see now the way the currently connected player menus is drawing, but this slurp sound. Yeah, I apologize in advance to the friend I know who would find that utterly excruciating. So besides the kind of, marginal success of all of these systems, we've got a couple of new business cards. I've also succeeded in randomizing these. These were drawing on top, but we've got Tombstone Shootout was there, Shrine of Unending Loss, Snowball Fight by Noob Dad Gamer, also added to the business card section. So that's pretty exciting. And yeah, now they don't all show up. Helicopter game is working. I disabled this leaderboard in favor of the World Space one over there because it had a camera trick that was actually grabbing everybody's camera and overriding it to look at the leaderboard, which is just a consequence of I've learned a lot about how UI works in Core throughout this project, and thought I had to do a lot of manual overriding, whether or not the player still had control of the camera and stuff when UI was up, so that they weren't just like running around with a UI displaying on top of their face, like a HUD, I guess. But actually a lot of that can be automatic if you set the cursor as able to interact with the UI, which you need to be able to exit it like you can with, say, this newspaper. So now you can see I didn't need to disable camera motion at all because the cursor is no longer controlling it. So I can just click this X and close the newspaper. And there is, I can't demonstrate it, but there is an achievement for finishing all the things, and you get 500 coins. And I just need to better refresh the quest system and communicate how long it's going to be until it's next available, plus a lot of purchases. And then the long-term goal is a lot more of these NPCs over here, and the ability to talk to them and get quests that take you around the larger town. One of the fun things about the playtest was also one of my one of the people who, Bronze Sword, who both successfully got on top of the refrigerator and on top of the drinking list, organized a hide and seek, and so was able to get us to run around and have people, of course, discover, yeah, that's hovering. A lot of things hovering from when I place buildings, but was also able to discover that I do not have a respawn volume at the end of this. So that's something to contemplate. It's a beautiful view as you fall down. I guess the dark night sky is also a new feature, but yeah. So that is the current published state of the coffee shop. There is a link in the description of this video that will take you there if you want to jump in and taste the coffee for yourself. And further updates are coming, a bunch of just tiny bug fixes that are needed right away, and then larger updates where we're going to have the complete newspaper, distributing it, things like that, a second arcade game, quests, better messaging around things, and points for visiting all of the businesses in the business card display. So that's all coming in the future. Thank you everyone for watching all of these videos up until now and supporting the progress. We're actually, so that's the other exciting thing, we are actually on the trending queue. Number 4 in trending right now is Coffee Shop, the RPG grand opening. And I'm very excited to continue that momentum, keep coming up with features, and extremely grateful for all of the folks who have supported me throughout this progress for this kind of mundane but somewhat charming game about drinking coffee and taking a break as you run through all of the ridiculous, hair-raising, exciting adventures that the core multiverse has to offer. So thank you again. Feel free to subscribe if you want to see further updates on this project and other projects that I'll be doing, and I will see you in the future.